nutraceuticals, which includes herbal supplements, nutritional supplements, and functional foods, make up a sprawling industry in the United States and beyond. They're used by millions of Americans to help with everything from weight loss to treating gray hair. But could it be that many of the industry's trusted brands and products are not what they seem?
I think that the best description of a dietary supplement label is "don't know" in big red letters.
Critics of dietary supplements point to the fact that because supplements and other nutraceutical products are not regulated by the government, what's actually in a bottle or pill may not be exactly what the label says, a fact that they argue is causing disease and even death among American consumers. In recent years, the U.S. Department of Justice and other government agencies have stepped up their efforts to identify and punish the manufacturers and sellers of harmful and misleading dietary supplements, leveraging not only fines and sanctions, but also prison sentences to discourage others from doing the same. In this video, we'll take you behind the scenes of the nutraceutical industry to examine claims that, rather than promoting good health, some products actually cause injury, illness, and even death to their users.
Arkansas Crime Lab medical examiner Jennifer Forsyth has linked kratom to 3 deaths in Arkansas in 2015 alone. Forsyth saying a young man with a clean bill of health died. The only substance in his system was kratom.
Lamont's only son, 27-year-old Christopher Waldron, was dead. Lamont says he struggled with addiction for a decade. She assumed he finally overdosed on narcotics. A month later, she got the autopsy report.
Kratom is an herbal supplement originally from Southeast Asia, which is commonly used as a painkiller and to treat the effects of opioid addiction. It's typically sold as a powder or as a tea. It has an estimated 3 million users in the United States.
We definitely believe that this could be a solution to, or part of a solution to, the opioid crisis that we're currently in.
But its unregulated nature has led some to wonder what's really inside an average serving of kratom.
But what I worry about is this. If I can go buy this, I have no idea what's in it, and I'm a kid or an adult, quite frankly, and I go pop a few of these, and I end up under the bridge. I don't think
In Georgia, state medical examiners have linked a growing number of deaths to kratom use in recent years and worry that even more might have gone undetected.
Have there now been kratom deaths in Georgia?
Yes, there have.
How many?
So in 2016, we have 5, and in 2017 to date, we have 11. In November of 2016, we added that to our list of drugs that's tested for in our toxicology screen.
Does that mean there could have been deaths that went unnoticed before?
That's correct.
Kratom is far from the only supplement that has come under fire for causing adverse effects in its users. In March of 2012, NBC's The Hansen Files revealed that consumers who purchased a dietary supplement known as Total Body Formula started to experience some very unpleasant side effects.
And I just progressively started feeling extreme fatigue. My hair started falling out.
Your hair started to fall out?
My hair started to fall out. Every time I would get out of the shower and look, it looked like a dog had been in there shedding.
King wasn't the only one who experienced negative side effects after taking Total Body Formula.
Dottie Holbrook didn't have any idea why her hair was falling out either.
Oh, this is where my hair was pretty much gone within 10 days.
10 days?
2 weeks. Yes.
I mean, that's stunning, Dot. In a matter of weeks, she'd gone from looking like this to this.
Eventually, the product was found to contain toxic levels of selenium, and the product was recalled, but not before the damage had already been done.
So to this day, and forever going forward, you're going to worry about damage to your liver,
Right.
your kidneys,
Right.
your heart,
That's right.
all because of a vitamin.
I would never have believed it if I hadn't gone through it myself.
In a documentary produced by PBS's Frontline, another dietary supplement called Purity First seemed to produce some worrying symptoms in its users.
Purity First is a great name, and I said, gee, how can you go wrong? It's what you would imagine that you would want in every single vitamin, that it's absolutely pure.
Vinny Grosso was an early Purity First customer. The vitamins became part of his daily quest for better health.
I felt fine, and of course, you know, I'm running every day, I'm feeling great up until the October, November, December timeframe of 2012, where I had some very unusual symptoms.
It started with unexplained back pain that soon became debilitating. He then started hearing from other Purity First customers with troubling symptoms of their own.
I'm hearing stories. My daughter is an honor student. She's on the swim team, but she's been thrown out of school for being overly aggressive. I'm talking to a woman who had lost her position in a choir because her voice had changed. I'm talking to another woman who said, I've got these incredible bleeding scales on my head and I can't go to work.
When each of these people went to see the same doctor, he realized that the only commonality of all of them was that they had taken Purity First B50 vitamins. The vitamins were later found to have been laced with anabolic steroids at the independent lab where they were produced. It took 6 months for the FDA to move to recall the product from store shelves. By that time, more people had begun to develop symptoms of anabolic steroid use.
Change in the voice, change in the sexual organs, hair growth on a young lady who was one of our clients, basically developing mustache, beard, the female sexual organs taking on a male configuration. For the men who ingested these things, they develop what's called gynecomastia. You end up with male breasts.
Historically, the Food and Drug Administration has worked in conjunction with the Federal Trade Commission and other federal agencies to protect consumers from harmful and misleading products. In recent years, the Department of Justice has taken a more active role in policing the dietary supplement industry, according to Benjamin C. Miser, head of the Justice Department's Civil Division. Miser's statement came as part of a Department of Justice press release announcing that in September 2015, Barry Steinleit, the owner and president of dietary supplement manufacturer Raw Deal Inc., was found guilty of selling diluted and adulterated dietary supplements. Steinleit was sentenced to 40 months in prison and 1 year of supervised release. According to the Department of Justice release, Steinleit had been instructing his employees to add fillers to the dietary supplement products he was selling to consumers without customer knowledge and for at least 4 years prior to his trial. The Justice Department has increased its attention on supplement sellers like Barry Steinleit, who sell products that are not what they claim to be. Miser is quoted as saying, "We will investigate and prosecute companies and individuals that sell supplements that threaten the health of the American public and drain their bank accounts with misrepresented products." According to the court documents, Raw Deal Executive Vice President Catherine Palmer also admitted to instructing Raw Deal employees to create false certificates of authenticity that indicated the company's products were kosher or organic, stop running the blenders during FDA visits in order to hide the fact that the company was adulterating their products, and even falsifying ingredient lists before submitting them to the FDA. In a later trial, Palmer was sentenced to a year's probation and criminal forfeiture of $100,000 for obstructing the FDA investigation. Another case occurred in 2015 when Cheryl Floyd, the owner of Floyd Nutrition LLC, was sentenced to 30 months in federal prison in order to pay over $17,000 in fines and restitution by U.S. District Court. The court found Floyd guilty of introducing misbranded drugs into interstate commerce, as well as money laundering. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the products advertised and sold by Floyd Nutrition as weight loss products actually contain dosages of sibutramine and phenolphthalein, the presence of which was not disclosed on the product labeling. According to the FDA, Sibutramine was the active pharmaceutical ingredient in Meridia, a prescription weight loss drug removed from the market in 2010 after studies show that its use led to increased instances of heart attack and stroke. Phenolphthalein was classified as not generally safe by the FDA in 1999 as it poses a carcinogenic risk.
We're based here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have about 400,000 square feet total amongst our facility here in Georgia and in Pennsylvania.
One of the largest monetary sanctions imposed against a dietary supplement provider came in October 2017, when a federal district judge found that defendants who ran an operation known as High-Tech Pharmaceuticals, Inc. continued to deceptively market their products even after being banned from doing so in a 2008 ruling. The 2008 ruling required the defendants to pay upwards of $15 million in consumer redress and prohibited them from making false or misleading claims, such as claiming that their products treat obesity or erectile dysfunction in the absence of reliable scientific evidence. After the defendants, including company's CEO Jared Wheat, continued to make unsubstantiated representations about 4 of their products, in October 2017, the court ordered them to pay more than $40 million in sanctions for violating the 2008 order. This was not the first offense for Wheat, who in 2008 pled guilty to conspiring to import and distribute adulterated, mislabeled, and unapproved new drugs, and to commit mail and wire fraud. According to United States Attorney David E. Namias, Wheat and other defendants set up an offshore manufacturing facility where, in unsanitary conditions, they reproduced leading pharmaceutical products for importation into the United States, all without FDA approval or licensing from the rightful patent holders. Their motive in flouting the law, violating patents, and exposing their customers to unknown health risks was greed, pure and simple. Wheat received 50 months in prison and $50,000 in fines, while co-defendant and high-tech pharmaceutical sales associate Sergio Oliveira was given 20 months in prison and fined $20,000. Each of these cases goes to illustrate the harm that can be done if dietary supplements are not adequately tested and responsibly marketed before being sold to consumers. The Federal Trade Commission offers suggestions on its website designed to inform nutraceutical companies on making responsibly health-related marketing and promotional claims. As more companies and individuals receive fines and prison sentences for illegal activities within the nutraceutical and dietary supplement industry, the time has never been better for companies to take steps to ensure that the products they are selling will not lead to harm for customers and do not lead to liabilities for themselves or their companies down the road.